Throughout its run, the Fairly Oddparents has been through more ups and downs than most other cartoons. Season 5 holds one of the biggest lows in the entire series. It's an episode that series creator Butch Hartman apologized for, at least according to the show's wiki. I couldn't find any original source of him saying sorry, so that may or may not be legit, but it would make a lot of sense. When we take a look at the episode today, you'll see what I mean. Welcome to It's a Wishful Life. The title card features an invisible Timmy looking through a window, and you can kinda get a sense of what the episode's gonna be like. Not only that, but this is a clear reference to the classic movie It's a Wonderful Life. This man is taken to a time where he never existed, and realizes that his being born was enough to make so many people's lives better. You'd think the same route would be taken with the Fairly Oddparents parody, but you'd be very wrong. It begins with Timmy deciding to do some good deeds for people around town. He expects some sort of thank you in return for his hard work, but instead, everything he does only creates problems. When nobody appreciates him, he decides to take matters into his own hands, leading to one of the darkest wishes in the Fairly Oddparents. Timmy wishes he was never born. So with that, we're transported to an alternate reality, with no boy in the pink hat. Mere seconds after entering this world, he hears loud cheers from his house, which is now a mansion. Timmy's mom and dad are living it up, having a daughter instead of a son, who's extremely successful. Jorgen Von Strangle makes an appearance to show how horrible the world is without Timmy, but turns out it's just one big joke. What follows for the rest of It's a Wishful Life is pretty much what you'd expect. Jorgen showing Timmy around to this alternate Dimsdale, each person living a much better life than they normally would. Crocker went all the way up the chain and became Harvard's most valuable professor. He's not crazy searching for fairy godparents, all thanks to Timmy's non-existence. Chester has Cosmo and Wanda because, let's be real, he's always been one of the most miserable characters in the series, and he deserves fairies. But as the episode continues, we don't get to see anybody who's actually worse off without Timmy in the world.
I give up.
Wait! Don't you want to see Elmer without his boil? Mr. Bickle's musical production of Waterworld?
Eventually, he comes to a lesson that he should do good deeds because they're good, not because of getting appreciated. He makes a deal with Jorgen to revert the wish, suddenly sending all the characters we know back to their previous dreadful lives. So as you can probably tell, this episode was controversial. A bunch of kids' cartoons have their own stories and morals that have a positive impact on the world, but this was just telling everyone, if you never existed, people might be better off without you. Jeez! Now look, I get that Timmy is a selfish character. Over the course of the Fairly Oddparents, he's mainly thought about himself and rarely makes wishes for the good of others. He's a flawed protagonist, but the good news is this gives him room to develop and learn based on his experiences. As selfish as he is, he didn't deserve the fate that awaited him with this wish. Knowing that all of his friends and family were much better off without him coming into existence, that's one of the harshest things you could see, especially for a 10-year-old kid. Now let me be clear, It's a Wishful Life does have that nice message of doing good for the world without expecting anything in return. That's advice everyone should follow, but the fact that it's in this episode makes it so much harder to recognize. How can you take that seriously when the entire story was focused on showing an incredible world without Timmy Turner? Maybe with a less controversial plot, the morals could have come across in a much better way. With how awful this episode did in getting its message across, there's still a way things could have been fixed. Since Jorgen can do pretty much anything, imagine if Jorgen made this world fake. What if Jorgen tricked him into thinking that everyone's lives were better, and then he showed the real world where people are worse without him? You could head out of the episode knowing that you're really important to the people around you, which is true. It's a lesson I think kids would appreciate, knowing that they make their friends' and families' lives a whole lot better. You know, I read some comments online from people who watched this as kids. They were genuinely sad. Much like Timmy, they might have thought the world would be better without them in it, and that's not right. In a way, this episode was dangerous to watch for younger audiences, since they'd start a line of thinking that would make them depressed. Cartoons were supposed to be an escape, and this episode wasn't. There are so many other directions this story could have gone, but it just ended with Timmy realizing everyone was better without him. How can he possibly be happy knowing his life was a mistake? Oh yeah, I can think of a character who would actually be devastated in a world without him.
But I already made my wish. My fair... You're holding my hand again!
Tootie didn't end up appearing in It's a Wishful Life for some reason, but that also could have been a source of positivity towards the end. There were so many problems with this episode, let's just forget it existed. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.